Welcome to your daily Islanders prospect update for August 25th. Hit that subscribe button, don't miss the video. Also, go to Twitter, follow @TLOMitch, that's me of course. Don't miss any breaking information I share on Twitter that I haven't yet covered on the channel. I've changed the format of the daily updates just a little bit. Just to say, in the first portion, it's going through every single game, including the score and the stat line for Islanders prospects for that game. Every single one of them. In the second portion of the daily update, I'm going through a specific game, one game, and following one prospect the entire way and pulling out clips of things that I did and didn't like, including highlights. So that's what we're going to do here today. Go through all the scores, and the one game that I focused on was Rajaniemi. So Pelicans against Alves. So we'll go through some good things and some bad things from Rajaniemi in that game. So, portion one, again, going through the scores and the stat lines for players that did play. And spoiler alert, not a lot of them did. You had Kalpa against Yugrut. Kalpa lost 4-0. Tikkanen did not play. He sat on the bench the entire time, so nothing to report there. Pelicans against Alves. Pelicans won 3-1. Rajaniemi played 12 minutes and 29 seconds, registered a shot on goal. We'll get to that specific shot. I actually have video of it. And second game, Viktoris against Olomouc. I think it's a hard C. Either way, Mashu did not play, so nothing to report there. And then final game of the day on the 24th was Sea Dogs. That's the St. John Sea Dogs against the Charlottetown Islanders. Yep, the Islanders. Sea Dogs won 7-4. William Defoe did not play. So not a whole lot to pick from anyways. Good thing I picked the one game where an Islander prospect actually played. So let's get to it. Rajaniemi played 12 and a half minutes for Pelicans in a 3-1 win. Pelicans looked great against Alves from start to finish. But when it came to Rajaniemi, there's, like I said, some good and some bad. I've got film on both. So for the good side, there's this one play that Rajaniemi has. It's actually two plays together, where he identifies a gap. So the puck is coming around back to the blue line, identifies a gap, fills it, puck goes to him, he gets it towards the net, and as it's coming back his way, he finds himself in a scoring position again and gets that puck on net. That's his one shot on goal. That is great hockey sense to identify the gap, get yourself in position, and then to get the puck on net in a scoring opportunity. That is exactly what you want to see from a defenseman. It's a little bit of a risky play, but the reward was much higher than the risk for that specific play. Yeah, he shouldn't necessarily be leaving his position, but when you see what is happening in terms of the offenseman peeling back and essentially going and covering that position, he's fine. That's exactly what you want to see him do. On the bad side, though, and it's not that bad, but it's not great either, there's this one play where the puck ends up behind the net, and he's kind, right? Like Antti Pennanen had put it. And of course, like when you look at the position of the player he's interacting with there, you don't want to see him pin the guy or push him through the numbers. But the forward has a really easy time of establishing body position on a defenseman, that's Rajaniemi, who's much larger, right? He gets the inside of Rajaniemi much too easy. For a guy of his size, he should be able to muscle this kid out of the way. I don't know if it's a kid, but muscle that player out of the way. And he doesn't. And it kind of speaks to those things that Antti Pennanen had said. He wants to see a little bit more meanness. And it's not necessarily to be violently aggressive. It's to be able to at least hold your own physically that he isn't necessarily able to do yet. He's still quite young, so there's time to change that. He only turns 19 in September. So there's still lots of time for this kid to learn that. But there's some good and there's some bad, as you can see in that game. Rajaniemi still has to, like Pennanen said, pick a lane. It seems like he wants to pick the offensive defenseman, and maybe that's the right lane for him. Maybe it's a mix of both, right? Where he's got the offensive, maybe not chops, but abilities at least to hold his own, but he's got to work on the other side of the thing, the more physical side of the game, the more shutdowny side of the game. Earlier in that game, there was a play at the blue line where he swats the puck away, does a really good job there, but he's got to do a better job in his own end at least muscling guys away from the puck. So thank you for following, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And if you have, thank you, thank you, thank you.